All right, all right, all right. What's up? What's up, folks? Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's speak some real American talk tonight. Let's have a true American convo tonight, man. I want to talk about this despicable nation, a nation that America should have never aligned itself with militarily, a nation that needs to be demilitarized, a nation that America needs to pull its resources out and really get on some American first type ish. We need to be American first. We can be American negotiators, but never America defense first for Benjamin Netanyahu and the so-called survivors of Nazisms. That we rescue these people, and the first thing we do is supply them with arms to destabilize the Middle East. Now, all of a sudden, the Middle East has become a damn haven of terrorism, a sponsor of terrorism. All this despicable language of these people who have been the people who have, brought the European world, the sciences, the mathematics, the medicine, and all this other shit. And now we go into turning these people into a deplorable condition, a deplorable goddamn position in the war, and that wants to annihilate these people. People who are being eradicated from Earth over in Europe, brought over to the Middle East, and now the whole region is unstable. These people weren't even thought of as nothing for Europeans until Europeans discovered that there's something valuable sitting up under the earth on lands occupied by these people, and that being oil. Now, once oil becomes a thing that is discovered, so comes the labeling of terroristic groups. America wanted to move in and do what is common amongst them, the British doing what's common amongst them, and to pillage these people of their land. And the thing is that these are people who will fight for what is naturally theirs. And it's just simple as that. So when you look at this shit with Benjamin Netanyahu and these people talking about what they have as a right to a land, if you have a right to the land, that doesn't mean you come with weapons. That is nothing of God. There is nothing honorable in that shit. That is not nothing that God spoke to you about. That is just the wickedness of certain type of human beings. And this thing with America defending them, supplying them, pulling economics away from this country, these fools all wrapped up in our politics, political, or not even political decisions, but decisions in general are determined based on how this country feels about shit, how Jewish people here feel about shit. This is the other thing. The other thing I want to speak of when it comes down to, because I've seen some other shit that bugged me as it relates to this situation and celebrating in the streets. And it's a common thing. Anytime you see an overthrow or death of some leader from a foreign nation, there's always people who immigrate to this country, run away from their nations to wait for regime changes and shit. So we got a bunch of regime changing awaitee runaways who should not be here, who need to be over in their country. Should be only time we should accept a lot of these people who are running away waiting for regime changes, maybe to bring them over here and put them into our military and train the military to bring about some overthrow of a government. It's simple as that. They want to run away and become and be people in exile until a regime change and all that other shit, and then they still don't want to leave, especially their children. The children become Americanized, and this is the only home that they know. But people should not be allowed to come over here just because they run away and await the change of a fucking regime. It's simple as that. But when you look back at this situation of the people who Netanyahu and claim they descend from, Netanyahu don't even look like none of those people, because the people who are coming from the Holocaust look very European to me. I don't know what the hell goddamn Netanyahu in them are. And I don't know if he has any of that lineage with that shit, because I can't see people who have suffered at the hands of Nazism, people who are thrown in these chambers, people who are starved to death, people who work to death, as Hitler go about his expansion of his military, and now you see the same repeat being conducted by these dudes over here in a newly formed country called Israel. And then on top of that, where they come about this bombing of Iran being about nuclear weapons and all that shit. Nuclear technology comes from the Jewish people who were given this so-called land, this land that gets promised to them by France, America, and Britain. And I don't know if it's something to negotiate with the scientists that are part of the nuclear programs and whatever else is out there, that the people who are responsible for the development of the goddamn nuclear weapon are worried about some Iranian motherfuckers enhancing enriched uranium to probably supply energy in their nation, maybe to develop a bomb in case they need to use it to defend themselves. But they basing this shit off of rhetoric versus you see the actions of these fools. Now, what America, Britain, and France should have really did when bringing Holocaust survivors over into Palestine is to only supply them with defense to be able to go in there and speak to the Palestinians, because the Palestinians weren't even military threats to these fools. We're never militaristic threats to the Israelis. And that's why the Israelis, once over there, had expanded their fucking settlements rapidly. Their expansion throughout Palestine was rapid as fuck. And what came with that shit were rifles, pistols, missiles, tanks, and planes and helicopters. When they were looking for an escape from anti-Semitism, which is a European fucking thing. But somehow the European gets cleared of what anti-Semitism is, and now it's been placed on Middle Easterners, which is crazy. And now that Middle Easterner becomes a fucking terrorist. That is some wild shit. And in this modern age, you ain't heard the Middle Easterner expanding across countries with an overthrow and takeovers. Once the European has found, because European went through the Middle East and see it's nothing but desert. There is no type of and during them times there was no sort of agricultural motherfucking thing of use to them. They didn't have any type of materials that the European found useful over there. It was once this industrialized shit start to come about, combustible engines and all this other stuff, all the other uses found in oil. Once it was discovered that there's this precious ass commodity under those desert sands, that these people become all type of deranged shit that America used to sell off to the public when they want to go in there and crush these people. These people don't have a military manufacturing industries in these countries back then. These people, that's why they were only able to do hijacking and all this other asymmetrical bullshit, which is not the traditional way of going about militarized shit. They'll have to borrow shit from the Soviets, things like that, because they don't have these damn industries. These people were natural fighters, will fight with swords and other old ancient ways of fighting. They didn't go with people discovering how to split atoms. Those were the people now in Israel who were studying this shit while in Germany still, who were also brought to America and begin to study that shit and discover how to split that shit to create a weapon that is meant to destroy all of mankind. Can you imagine that shit? These are people who talk all this holy and God shit, because I'm going to do a lot of this shit about just to showcase how fake fucking religion is, and these people who act like they have a connection to God and always wonder who the fuck is their God. Because it ain't the God that we have been taught about. There ain't no goddamn way that these are the same people can go about killing, destroying, annihilating whole groups of people, cleanse out whole fucking cultures of people, and then talk about they have a connection to God. Like, who the fuck is this God they talk about? But back to these fools. These are the fools who have developed the science behind nuclear technology, who have helped America to create the bomb that America dropped on the damn nation, that America's went into space and blew up. These are these same people. And then now we do all this shit for Netanyahu. We hear about all the damn American leaders, the people we vote for in Congress and all that shit who are puppets to these people. And it's at a point where that shit has to stop. That shit has to stop. The militarizing of this nation has to stop. There is no threat from this nation. America, Britain, and France have to do a better job. They have to break away from that imperialistic shit and start to have conversations. And these are so-called fake-ass Christian nations and Catholic nations and shit. To really have conversations to bring it about an easing of the peace. And maybe Israelis should not be there. Maybe Israelis should not be in the Middle East. They have destabilized the fuck out of that. They have become so unwelcome when they were brought in there as guests. And now they've seemed like they've overstayed their welcome. Their welcome is too much of a threat to the rest of the region because they are the developers of the nuclear weapon. And it's just as simple as fucking that. It's simple as that. And then let me say what's up to y'all in the chat. Like I say, these people, man, have gone about a real demonic and twisted path for humanity. Like the world is moving in a different fucking, the wrong direction with these people. And then they have the nerves to want to preach religion and all this shit. Salute to CJ in the building. Auto Box in the building says peace. We got a person named Solomon in the building and the rolling. Salute. And then my ex-pod says dumb shit spewing. Now you must be one of them fools who ain't used to hearing truth spoken, bro. It's simple as that. Now you give me a reason. Don't just say dumb shit spew. Give me a purpose of them being over there, because their home was in Germany. Their home was in Germany. They didn't have all these weapons. Their retaliation should have been towards Germans. Germans have been forgiven of all the atrocious shit they did. The Germans have been allowed to prosper, to proceed with what they should have been doing, and that's being advanced in the technologies, advanced in manufacturing, advanced in agriculture, advanced in other sciences. But they are the ones who are eliminating these fucking people. So what are you talking about? That's why I love when y'all write these comments, because when I speak it hits y'all, and I'll be waiting for y'all to write these damn comments so then I can chop you into pieces. Because you hear what I say and you have these dumbass reactions to the shit. Because you support this dumb shit. You know why? Because you're privileged by this shit. And I see this in your photo. You're a young white kid. And I'm glad you're in here because your parents ain't never taught you none of this shit. You ain't never heard nobody speak like this. And all you hear is the fucking truth, because it's totally the truth. And if your parents are from over there in Palestine, then you know that was not their fucking home. And therefore, why are tanks, why are missiles being brought over there to you? Why have you guys created security forces? Why you occupied people's land? Why have you oppressed these people? I mean, the shit that you see when you see people who do actual documentaries over in Israel is sick. And to think that these are the people we taught that went through all this shit in the 1930s and 40s, like these motherfuckers are sick. And then now we paint that the motherfucking Middle Eastern people are fucking now. I ain't about to paint Arabs like they just some old kind-hearted ass people. They got fucked up ways as well. But they weren't doing the negative ill shit. They've never been a threat to Europe. Trump and them talking about they decide to attack these people because they were a threat to Europe. Well, Europe can't defend itself. I think when last time I checked, Europe got all the most advanced shit. Last time I checked, Europe has done the most sick-minded shit to other cultures and to humanity. The only people who've been excused of that shit of having ill-sided shit towards humanity has been Africans, and then maybe these people. And then Picasso in the building saying, yo. And then let me see. My eyes getting weak on me. Antonio Webb says you have zero idea, says what you're saying, laugh out now. Let me know if y'all want to get on here and to educate me, because this is a channel where you can come in and educate me. And if I'm saying something wrong, please say, can you please drop the link so we can speak and school you on the right things, because I think you got us mixed up. So please say that, Anthony Webb, my expat and all that other shit, because you get to speak over here. You get to write whatever you want in the chat and all that other shit. And I guarantee you ain't going to steer nothing wrong. You'll get on here and probably sound foolish as fuck. So I would love to hear what you say in defense of this damn nation that America should not be defending at a military level. at all. America ain't got to assist these people with shit. These people know how to fucking grow things. They know how to create agriculture. They know how to create industry. They know how to create all these other things. Weaponizing a place where they were allowed to escape actual anti-Semitism, which is only a European thing, and you have freed the European of that shit. It's crazy as fuck to any thinking motherfucker. Picasso says that my job says the guys from Laos says, and the guy from somewhere in Nigeria says, and they always broke down the drama with their country, says from an American perspective, so I can understand it. Says now I really understand. You know, it's crazy to me, an African dude who I've been talking to for like the last about 3 months. He an older African cat, and we'll just like speak on shit. And this African dude asks, where was I from? I'm like, man, I'm from South Central. And he was looking like, because he can barely speak. You know how the Africans speak when they speak their native language? I think this African dude is an Ethiopian and shit. But he's an older Ethiopian person. And he one of them, like, he seemed like one of them, what's one of them like high standard like Ethiopians, like in their church and all that other shit. But so when he hear me like speak to other people or have conversations and shit, he didn't think I was an American. Because to him and what has been presented to him about black folks is this watered down version of us, this ignorant side of black folks. So when I was like, man, I'm from Los Angeles, he was like, oh no, he said, and he's thinking like, oh, maybe where your parents are. He was like, I was like, no, I'm American. And he was like, oh man, the way you speak and the way you carry yourself, he was like, I didn't think you were American black. So you don't talk like American black. You don't act like an American black. I said, no, I act like a real black. I said that shit that you see on TV or that shit presented to you about blacks you see acting less of themselves is just motherfuckers who don't understand themselves. I said, but the way I act is how black people act. And no, I'm not from Africa. I'm not from nowhere over there. But I was just like thinking like, damn, this is how low down and low budget black motherfuckers in here represent themselves, how they show their ass, the ignorant shit with them. And it was like, I took that shit. It was really coupling what the old dude was saying and shit, but it's unfortunate that black Americans ain't viewed in a higher light. He really thought I was from another country and shit because what is depicted of us by the idiotic shit. That's just like Jashawn had sent me some shit about a white dude making a comment about the Atlanta Hawks promoting Magic City. And then Jashawn was thinking a white dude was wrong. No, that white NBA player was right as a motherfucker. Like, don't promote that shit. But it ain't from the point of not degrading women, because most of these women out here selling pussy anyway. They love being hoes. So it ain't about them. It's about the fact that the NBA games and the setting is a kid-friendly environment. And even when it's presented on TV, you don't highlight that shit. Like, half these niggas is suckers and retarded motherfuckers anyway. Why you promoting that Magic City shit? There ain't nothing to promote with that shit. That shit is some shit on premium TV that ain't on broadcast local TV that you keep away from young kids. So no, the white dude was right. And then I had this nigga Asian Math send me some damn bad information, send me some shit like I was gonna report it that Benjamin Netanyahu got killed and all that other shit. I like, this nigga crazy, man. And then Picasso says Israel runs America. And that's what I be hearing a lot. And then when you see that shit in the way in which American politicians went after university presidents for them speaking real truthful shit about Israel, and then the politicians here in America threaten them for their fucking 10-year careers, is wrong than a motherfucker. This is America. This ain't Israel. And Israel's Palestine. There ain't none of this other shit that you just go on to people's land and do what American Brits or what Brits did to natives to creating America. That's why listening to these motherfuckers in the State of the Union, because the 250th anniversary to even speak about America and this and that and how America rolls out of, no, America rolls out of some sick-minded ass Europeans that came over here and slaughtered motherfuckers. And people try to overlook that shit and paint this old grandiose angel in the sky ass creation of America like it was just birthed as the creation of the planet. No, it was some foul shit that went on to creating This nation is fucked up, and they hide that shit, whitewash it to children, so that when children become adults, they dumb as fucking, they regurgitate this shit, they desensitize to this shit, and then they think they destined to capture other shit and treat other people like shit. That shit is wild. But I love how the cats who wrote that shit about me being wrong on that shit never said drop the link. Always call people's bluff because they know better. They know what I'm saying, just some shit their parents never taught them, and something because they're privileged of that shit. It takes a lot of courage to speak out against what certain shit that you are a benefactor of privilege in that shit. And a lot of people waking up to that shit. That's why so many people in this country, white, black, immigrant, are supportive of Iran standing up for themselves and striking the fuck back. Because people are looking at America being a bully and wrong, and we love our country. We love our country. Says drop the. No, I'm not dropping the link. I want to drop the link if these old Israeli loving motherfuckers want to talk about. They're gonna jump on here and speak, which I guarantee they don't. And then they just gonna sit here and listen to this shit because I'm just speaking the truth on this shit. America really needs to pull back from supplying these people with weapons. We need politicians that have a strong backbone and don't support that shit. And any other people who want to be in support of it, regardless of you Jewish, you over here running away from some shit. You over here waiting for a regime change. So therefore you have no say so about what happens in American politics. American politics is for American soil, not all this outside of America shit, which Trump then duped, stooped, and pimp slapped the fuck out of idiots who thought he was going to do some American first shit. America last in a motherfucker. Or should he say, American can kiss his motherfucking rashy ass. And he says Israel runs America, says we send 70 billion a year there, 70 billion to them motherfuckers for nothing. To send them weapons. We ain't sending the money for food. We ain't sending the money for books. We ain't sending the money to help build water fountains. We selling these motherfuckers money, not even money. It's just a classified in dollars of weapon we resend these motherfuckers. When we make advances to some jet fighter, they get that shit. New computer systems, weapon systems, they get that shit. New billy clubs to beat motherfuckers, we send them that shit. New combat boots to stomp on motherfuckers, we send them that shit. Yeah, these are new hard ass combat boots. They snap a Palestinian ass bone. You just kick them in it. One good kick. With a you just a soft kick. You fucking move at 15 centimeters per microsecond. You kick them in the ass that fucking fast, and then you break their ass bone. They'll never walk again. One less to deal with. We occupied that motherfucker space. This is what America developed for them. Develop anything with America developed, just sick-minded shit. We ain't helping to develop nothing. We just developing for these people on lands of other people. You just giving them this shit. That's all America should have did until you found a safe space to send them back to Germany. But America wasn't going to do that. Said, nah, we want to give the Germans back their shit. We're going to bomb. And this is how ill America was after this shit. You rescue the Jews from over there, send them to a land, and then turn them into Nazis on somebody else's land. Then now you go back into Germany and you defend the Germans from all this atrocious shit they did to these people that you removed from this land. This war that has cost you so many fucking lives. This war where you treated Nazis better than you treated black folks. But then you ready to fucking bomb Russia or have Russia bomb the fuck out of us because you wanted to defend Germans because you saw their blonde hair and blue fucking eyes. That it was wrong for them to build a wall. It was wrong for Russia to punish Germany. America is backwards in all of this shit. And the reason why we are in the situations we are. This shit ain't about no terrorists and they hate our way of life. That's what these old suit-wearing lying motherfuckers who dummies in this country vote for get told that shit. These people don't give two fucks about American lives. They don't give a fuck to bomb America. I don't even think that's in these people fucking culture to even think of American motherfuckers like that. We want to bomb them. They living too good. They living like this, and they don't give a fuck about it. These people just want to live. Do they do sick shit? Absolutely. We're going to stop that shit, police that shit. But Trump a sick motherfucker too. American people, because I listen to white dudes who be in the military special forces that, you know, go over there and do these little missions that they're programmed to go in there and do, and they always got negative shit to say about these people. But you being ordered by a fucking pedophilic motherfucker named Donald Trump and Epstein, and even his bitch is a pedophilic, sick-minded, supportive witness of his shit and a participant. So ain't no moral between none of them motherfuckers. He got a bitch with no motherly qualities to her. Like, so come on, man. This motherfucking standards of America is backwards, homie. And it's up to the people. This is a republic to fucking wake the fuck up, put all that little biggest shit in your pocket. And for black folks who even have to deal with the motherfuckers to learn to punch a bigot in his motherfucking mouth, kick him in his ass. It either tell him you get with America's shit or you take your ass back where you came from. It is simple as that. Rather than them telling you, you go back to Africa and shit like that. I know Boxer says, Red says the Bible spoke of them in Revelation 2.9, says it describes them perfectly. Let me see. You didn't finish up. You just said it describes them perfectly and left him at that. And I don't know what describes any of the people perfectly. And then Picasso says that dude says could be Eritrean. Says like Nipsey Hussle people there. Eritrean, Ethiopian, they all the same. But no, I think he was Ethiopian. The old cat told me and shit. And then, but like I say, he thought I was African. He thought I was from somewhere in Africa. He didn't think I was American because I don't carry myself sagging my pants, acting stupid. I go to work every fucking day. So he didn't think that was American black shit. I was like, wow. I was like, damn. I had to tell him, like, nah, man, like the shit you see with black folks and the depiction of black folks are all wrong. And the niggas who are the people on TV, the bitches you see shaking their ass and all that, I say they just stupid. And they just don't know who they are. They play into what they think these other people want to be. And I use my new favorite word that I think I created. I need to copyright it. They recidivize slaves. They just go right back into acting like slave-minded ass fools, want to shuck and jive, do minstrel show shit for the world to see, and think they the toughest motherfuckers in the world, think somebody fear that shit. Go into grand openings and want to shoot at the shit. Shoot each other and kill each other at the grand opening of somebody else's shit. And then HVAC says, I know for sure, says that JD Vance guy says doesn't have a chance to be president. Says Trump has messed up dudes lineup. Man, JD Vance is never gonna win that shit. And a lot of these Republican motherfuckers are worried about these midterms, which they need to be replaced. I think America needs to move away from the type of Republicans we have in this country. Republicans have made a fool of themselves. Every time you look up, they some damn Tea Party ass idiots. They mega idiots. They've been a bunch of stupid ass shit they make up that just sounds cool and dumb niggas posted on pickup trucks. And then Matter says always right, fools. Reg always right, fools. Yes, indeed, Matter. And Nano Boxer says my comments on them says keep getting the race. Says by YouTube. By who? He says they control the banks. Said they control the banks. Says I had to write it like that. Says YouTube keeps erasing my comments. You must have been putting some other shit about them folks. And then Crowd 64 says Netanyahu says the Antichrist. I believe he is. I don't think none of these motherfuckers believe in God. That's why I be saying, man, I take a look at this religion shit. Even from when I was a kid, I didn't like that church shit. Especially like as a black person and once starting to learn and hearing the history of like slavery and shit, and then how that shit is forced upon black folks. Even some of the Hollywood movies will open a little bit of these little treasures, these little gems, and the tap into history and given to you in the silent, hidden type of message and secret and shit. And then they'll show a lot of the Christian related shit, and this is what they force to you. This is all you can be taught. I thought what's his name did that shit. What's his name? The one who did the Nat Turner movie. I can't ever think of his name, but he was the guy who did the Nat Turner movie, which was the original name of the white film that pushed a lot of the KKK shit, the Birth of a Nation film. He highlighted that shit with Nat Turner, who was a reverend. All they can be taught is this church shit. Learn the Bible. The Bible taught these people to be submissive, especially as slaves. Don't ever stand up against your master. The white man is a chosen man and blah, blah, blah. This is why you're going through that. You was cursed. him and Shem and Sham, Shama-lama lamb, and looked at his daddy, and then the curse of that man, and all this other stupid shit. The Jewish people was chosen. God said, fuck everybody else and pick them. The Mormons teach that shit. Yo, curse, black, dark ass is your curse. You was supposed to have white skin that the sun can burn and fuck up. But since your skin got melanin, that's a damn curse. They teach you to hate yourself. Why you think your head nappy? No, my shit got waves in it. If I brush this motherfucker, take care of it. At least the bugs don't grow in it. So, you know what I'm saying? I wish I was born during them times. Them niggas be one to hang my black ass. But guess what? We all got necks, and rope goes both ways, bitch. So you have all of that sick shit. CJ says the white image of Jesus has always threw me off. That shit threw me off too. That shit threw me all the way the fuck off seeing that shit. Samson and them, looking at them in the book, seeing them, Mary, she white. And we in the church full of number of black motherfuckers. And then they start changing that shit because they said those fans people use because the black churches never have AC, even the ones in LA. Or they wouldn't turn that shit on, but you had a little paper on a stick for the fans and shit. You trying to cool yourself off. And they always had depictions of like white Jesus and this and that. They slowly start to change that shit. And they'll put other religious advertisement on the mugs rather than showing all these white images of fucking God and Jesus and all this other shit. It was some of the sickest shit, but these people can teach this shit. And this is what black people are only able to learn. Even reading fucking the book for Frederick Douglass, salute to Terrence Bailey. The book on Frederick Douglass and shit. And in the book, I was looking at we're reading through one of these chapters where he was talking about, like, you know, just growing up in this condition. This is before the war goes on. And before he starts his abolition movement, his escape from slavery, and then following the abolition movements and giving white folks and whites around the world kind of their first front row seat of what slavery was like. And it's coming from an actual former slave who even beat up one of his former slave owners. But he was speaking about what fucked him up was all of this fucking wicked shit that these slave people, the plantation owners, their families, the people who worked their plantations would do to slaves, from the raping of women, the beating of men, the other little way out sick shit. And then we'll go to church on Sunday. We'll go on church on Sunday, dress all up, give the slaves a day off, so they want to feed you their version of a loud version of what Christianity is, to break you and to have you never to fight, and it just be pray on it, God to come. And that's what black people do. Oh, just pray on it. Oh, Lord, 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 Lord. All that shit come out of slave shit. Just pray on it, God. You don't got to fight back. Someday God gonna come back. Someday God gonna come back. And these same motherfuckers say God ain't coming back. Yeah, we tricked them niggas. Yeah, here God and this motherfucker. Come on, man. That shit is wicked to me. Wicked as fuck. And then and Picasso says I believe the so-called Christians are having issues with the Jews. Says, and those bombs are hitting them for reasons. Says hidden for a reason. Says Israel is bombing their allies, says so they can't defend themselves anymore. You know, what's the illest shit in this Iranian war shit was the fact that 3 very expensive military jets were knocked down that they claim from friendly fire. I think some embarrassing shit. They don't want to give credit to the Iranians. But even if the Iranians didn't do it, if the Kuwaitis did that shit, 3 fucking fighter jets knocked down by the same people on the friendly side is crazy. That shit is wild. And guess what? Ain't just 6 Americans died. A lot more Americans have died over there. Trump ended up hiding numbers. That boy done fucked up. And then Otto Boxer says, Picasso says, facts, brother, says the world is waking up, says to who they are. And then saying that shit don't make sense with these niggas. These niggas talking about they Holocaust survivors brought over here and given all type of fucking weapons is crazy to me. And then we talking about they were a threat. These niggas developed the nuclear bombs. What the fuck you talking about? Iran in 2026 still learning how to make the bomb. The bomb been made since the 1940s. What the fuck is Trump and them talking about? Nigga, these niggas done made a nuclear bomb sandwich. The fuck they talk? They know how to do all type of shit with the nuclear bomb. And they up there acting like we worried about Iran in 2026 still learning how to make a fucking bomb. Nigga, get the fuck out of here. You can sell that shit to the stupid motherfuckers of Mega. Even the dummies of Mega don't even believe that shit no more. These motherfuckers have lost their fucking retarded asses, man. And Ocasio says, look how America says really only got issue with Cuba and Haiti. Says because they supported black people in power. With Cuba, no, they don't like Cuba because that motherfucker Fidel kicked a little piece of shit puppet, Batista, who was allowing Europeans to come over there and treat that island like it was just a cum bucket, like it was some Epstein Island shit. And Fidel and them said, fuck that. Get the fuck out of here. It was simple as that. And they cut everything off. And then people still stay self-sufficient, along with Russian help. And then the fact that when he partnered with Russia, and Russia starting to set up fucking nuclear sites on Cuba, America's like, oh, hell nah. And then so it had nothing to do with just being black, because Fidel wasn't black, but Fidel brought about equality, pushing communism, the true version of communism and shit. And then with Haiti, I think that Haiti shit goes back to, what's that, the revolution when they kicked the French out. That's where that shit goes to in a black nation stand up. This is some other ill shit. This is some crazy shit, because I'm watching this about and it was crazy. This nigga put this shit in his documentary. I'm watching this shit about I was watching with these psychopath motherfuckers, because I do these little things where I go into a study in a psychology of stupid motherfuckers. Because I saw some stupid shit with a stupid bitch this morning going to get a coffee in the morning. And when I'm going to the 7-Eleven right there on Desert Inn and where I'm at, Desert Inn in Maryland. No, I'm on Desert Inn Eastern. And it's a 7-Eleven right there. I'm getting a coffee out that mug. And when I'm pulling apart, I come around the back seat in the parking lot. It's like 6 police cars, like at a pump stall. I'm like looking like, damn, am I not supposed to be here? They about to get the shooting? Like, what the hell going on? But then I see them with young babies and shit. I see a young black baby in this officer hand, like, wait, what the fuck going on? I'm like, where the hell this cop find this black baby at? And then I see another one. And then so I see like 3 young black babies, like, man, what the fuck going on here? So as I'm getting my office, I ain't with the nosy shit. So I'm getting my coffee and shit. I'm still moving through the store, and then I see them pulling out blankets like white sheets, and they covering this butt-ass naked bitch. They covering a butt-ass naked bitch. And so this broad is in a car. I don't know if she's living in a car, mind gone with these young kids. A kid like the oldest one, probably like 3, could be even 2. The other one like 1 in a few months. And then there's a younger baby that probably ain't even 1. I see these officers holding. I'm like, man, look at this shit. This bitch mind gone. These kids should be adopted out. The father ain't shit. The family ain't shit. They left in that condition. But then it's hard to deal with, sometimes dealing with a mother that probably refused when family wants the kid. And then now you got to take them like this. But them kids lucky them kids young enough that them officers who took them kids, they placed them kids somewhere else, that them kids have a chance. So I seen that shit like this bitch mind fucked up. Bitch riding around, I guess in that car, butt ass naked. Nothing on. And they treated this chick with all type of respect and decency. She's a black chick, and it was fucked up. But like I said, I was watching this shit, talking about the psychology. I'm going to go into this shit about how wicked the racial shit and the racial dynamics of shit. So I'm watching this shit about the white dude who went on that psychopathic killing in 84 down in near San Diego, San Ysidro McDonald's murders, where he killed he was killing all them Latino kids. A white dude come from Kansas, blaming immigrants for shit. About immigrants taking his job. It's a white dude from Kansas. They ain't even know immigrants up there where he at in Kansas. Then the little stupid motherfucker go live in Mexico for a while. and got a job, but then come up there blaming them for destroying the country versus people who look like him, who wear suits in politics that he votes for because he wants to vote opposite of black folks. He wants to vote for the politician that's going to keep shit away from what they think is what they perceive. He's going to keep the black man down while also fucking his own stupid ass self. And so he go on that killing spree. But then I go into the other one in Killeen because I was in the area where Luby's at. And I used to always see that Luby. So I always intrigued with that story. Because even when I was in Killeen, I always wonder why I see like they took the lettering off, but you still see the imprint where the signage is up so long. So it left it in the paint. You see Luby's, and then years I end up seeing a documentary about one of the worst mass shootings in America happening there. And so I'm in there. So I'm always, every now and then I'll come across the documentary on that wicked motherfucker story. But so I'm watching this shit. I'm watching it today. And in the piece they're covering, there was a white lady in there who said, as the dude, because for those who don't know the Luby mass murders in Killeen, the white dude, what's the name? George Hernard or some shit. And he ended up coming out here. The motherfucker, it was so many opportunities to stop this fool. This fool ended up coming out there because his mother lived in Henderson, where he brought the guns he was using at mass shooting. He's out there shooting in the desert, gets stopped by the police. They confiscate that shit. He went through where the process to do he had to go through to get his weapons back. When he gets his weapon back, he goes back to Belton County, goes on his trip, drives that truck through that damn store's front entrance and shit. The people thought somebody had a heart attack or a dude lost control, and these people inside this restaurant, which is crowded, walking over to assist this dude, and he starts to blasting them, starts gunning them down. But they were saying it was a lady in there when this shit was going on. She a gun holder. She was like, when she said when he first shot the first person and he's starting to get off, she go in her purse to go get her gun, and she remembered because she following the law. Texas had a no open carry. No, they had a no concealed carry or no carry inside of establishments and shit. So since she was going in this restaurant, she couldn't carry her weapon, so she left it in the car. And I think they may have changed it after that shit. I don't know if in Texas you can go into places with your weapons and shit, but then they weren't allowed and shit. But the guy who was doing his documentary spoke about the law being changed post-slavery. Because before, white folks could go everywhere with their fucking guns. They can go everywhere with their fucking guns. All throughout the South. The South changed that shit when slavery fucking ended. And I was like, man, wow. I was like, wow. And it was crazy because a white dude doing the documentary, they would put that shit in there talking about the shit, but it was addressed why this white woman, being that this is a 2026 documentary he made. Well, he made it for that event that happened in 91, but he spoke about this shit when the white lady was like, because she lost both her parents. And she was like, when she went for it, she was pissed. And she ended up trying to run for like state senate or some shit because she wanted to change that law and shit. But that law is a law that they took away because they didn't want black people having access to weapons and shit or going into establishments with weapons. So it's always some gun control. So gun control down south, unlike how we always talk about with California and Reagan changing that shit, even the South changed that shit when black folks had the right to bear fucking arms. It's crazy. And then Picasso says, Donald Boxer says, right on. Donald Boxer says, Red says, me, Boycott, Dudes, Brandon, and other brothers says, try to tell you about them years ago. Y'all, you can't tell me nothing about these people, bro. Like, what are you talking about? You try to tell me. I ain't learned a goddamn thing from y'all. Y'all have some ill shit y'all say about them. I don't say nothing ill about it. I don't know nothing about Jews. I know about this history. I don't know about all this other shit y'all go in the Bible about these people and all this other, because a lot of shit y'all say about them be made up. I'm talking about the ill shit that America did with putting these people in this place and the ill shit that America is doing. I don't got no issue with fucking the Jewish people like that, except when they wicked. Any group of people when they wicked. I don't follow ancient history like that. So no, I ain't learned nothing from y'all and still don't. And he says, and now you're seeing them, says, for who they are. I know boxing. I've been talking about the same various topic. This is a repeat of the same shit that I'm regurgitating and adding little pieces onto it, on top of it, correlating with what is happening in this war. Not none of this shit that y'all talk about with Jews that y'all make up. The Jews put us in slavery, and the Jews this, that white people teach y'all this shit. Like, stop it, bro. I would never learn nothing from you crazy niggas. And then Autobox says the Bible calls them, says the synagogue of Satan, says the Revelation 2.9. Because I ain't just talking about Jews. I'm talking about Christian whites and all that other shit. It ain't just Jews. The British brought us over to this motherfuckers and enslaved us. Like, what the hell y'all talking about? And then CJ says the white image of Jesus has always threw me off. And then Autoboxer says the manipulated, or he meant they manipulate the Bible. Says Jesus was a person of color. I don't know who Jesus is. I don't know. I mean, I don't follow that religion shit. That religion shit don't mean nothing to me. Nothing to me. Because if it was all these guys, that I just think religion comes from people not believing in themselves. Religion comes from some motherfucker wanting to use it to have control and manipulation over people, to tweak the behaviors of people. I don't give a fuck even if it's in Africa. Religion, anything about a God. How does one motherfucker know about God, but God won't speak to you? He only speak to one person. Like, never in life. Now the boxing says the bones of Adam and Eve says it's found in Africa. It says God created them black. See, I don't know about none of that shit. Anything out the Bible, I don't. The Bible is a good book to me that breaks down psychology of humans. It's probably the first book of psychology for whoever wrote it. It ain't a book written by God. Some people have it that because that's what people have been programmed in their teaching with the Bibles. And then HVAC Center says entertainment, religion, and food says will always control the population. Says most of our family members says will go to their graves believing in man-made religion. Facts. Says it's nothing we can do about it. Says centuries of propaganda, and that's a fact. That's a fact. Some people rock with that shit, and they don't trace the roots of this shit. A lot of people don't trace the roots of a lot of shit. A lot of people don't trace the roots of themselves. On the box it says the Bible describes Jesus' skin color. Says of burnished bronze. Says the color of black. Says white folks are starting to admit the truth. And then, but shit, what was Jesus at when we needed him? Shit, them 400 years these fools went through that shit. And then the Picasso says, in my opinion, says ever since I was interested in why I had to keep going to says the boring ass church, says the Bible is just a law book. Says the new law book says still aligns with slavery today. Says so they can keep you enslaved. Yeah, it's wicked to me. It's wicked as fuck, man. I don't get that shit. But it's more wicked. I don't knock like black people versions of Christianity, but I understand it's like you doing the slave version, or probably still trying to bring an ancestral connection to the religion. But when it comes to like white versions of religion, and they be like, "Oh, you speak land? Don't talk to me about no religion. I ain't no Christian like y'all. I may rock with black Christianity and churches, but not fully with that shit at all either. I ain't with none of this religious shit. I'm gonna go to a church and listen to some religious shit. It's gonna be with a black church. And you know, the other crazy shit. It was one time at when I was working at Enterprise. I always bring up an Enterprise story, and it was a black lady. I was driving back home. I almost wanted to kick this ignorant old bitch the fuck out the car. Cause this bitch talking about some religion. She got talking about church stuff and was talking about how the white man was the chosen man, the white man was a genius. I tell her like, no, they not. Where the hell you get that? And she bringing up the Bible and shit. And it took everything for me not to go off on it. Like, you stupid Bob, man. I had so much. It took everything for me to hold my tongue from cussing this dumb bitch. I almost want to kick her out the car on the side of the fucking road. Like, you about a dumb ass bitch. And this bitch had to be all of 50 something, maybe even early 60s, saying this stupid shit. Going to the church listening to this shit. I was like, you motherfuckers pathetic as fuck. And then and this like, oh my God. Even on Sundays, I'll be seeing motherfuckers like, because the church have taught a lot of rotten ass shit. A lot of rotten ass shit in societies have come out of fucking church. Outside, if it ain't a government being on some rotten shit, it's some church. And then sometimes they interchangeable as a motherfucker. And because it says the different versions of the Bible, in my opinion, gave it away. He says Castro didn't let the Italians, etc. says come there to knock black folks out of politics. The Italians and the Cubans. What are you talking about, Picasso? Says I actually saw Cubans on TV. Says talking about it. You mixing the Italians was fucking with Ethiopians, bro. Like, what are you talking about? The Italians got a history in Ethiopia. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. And Jashawn says, bro was from Ohio, says salute. Says, oh, you talking about the white guy who did the killing. Yeah, I think you are right. You talking about then what was that white dude name? Yeah, you talking about the one from the McDonald's killings. I think that's who you talking about. I think it was Ohio. I think I said Kansas. And it was just like, you just look at the psychology of these wicked motherfuckers and how they blame everybody but themselves. But they fuck themselves over when he can't get work and blaming Mexicans. And he from a white ass farm town of goddamn Ohio, blaming Mexicans, and then got a job in Mexico. I mean, that when you look at that McDonald's murders in San Ysidro, it is some of the wildest shit ever. Even what is it? It's over 40 years. And then you look at the response of law enforcement. They allowed this white dude to kill all them people. And then guess what? The time is the same amount of time that when that boy went to that school full of little Mexican babies out there in what is that? Rob's Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas, an hour and 17 minutes or 77 minutes and shit was the same amount of time they allowed that white dude to kill all them people in McDonald's. Was the same, and the responses were the same. They sat out there and just sat there, didn't take their shot to kill this white dude. Same thing with this dude in the school shooting them babies, and the parents having to hop the gate like, fuck that, to go get their kids. And then now they're doing these investigations on the response. It's the same shit they did to people. And the reason why they did that shit, because these little Mexican kids. Just like when the little white kid went into the white high school and shooting on them people, they try to put the damn officer who was at the school by himself on trial. He was being persecuted more than a damn suspect because he done rushed in there to go save a bunch of them white kids from this white kid coming into school killing people because he's sick, because he ain't getting laid. He weird than a motherfucker. The people around him allow him to be weird. People around him allowing him to have an obsession with guns and shit. Like, fuck that. I think for any teen dude should not have a gun if he ain't getting laid. Because that man getting laid, he got guns, he bound to kill some shit. And these stupid ass psychologists who these courts and government people listen to would never put that in. That guns should be held from weird ass dudes who ain't getting laid. That man ain't got no bitches. He should not have a gun because he bound to blow up some shit. And then they weird ass parents bring that shit. It's no different than the weird ass white boy at Sandy Hook. Well, definitely wasn't getting laid. That nigga about as weird as they come. Who knows? Mama probably was letting the boy fuck her, teaching his boy guns and shit. He go in there and kill all them little babies and shit. Telling you, it's a lot of bitch shit that goes unchecked with these weird ass people in government, these weird ass people defending countries such as Israel who do not need to be militarized, should not even own a bomb in that motherfucker, should not even own a tank, should not even have a military, who should be stripped away of everything. And America just afford that they are protected to talk to the other nations around them. Please let bygones be bygones, leave them alone. Because we're wasting too much money on these people to create conflicts. And that's all they do is starting shit. So all the motherfuckers over there starting shit because they got a big brother. Let me get president, man. That big brother shit is over with. You all niggas are going to learn to behave. And then Picasso says if the restaurant has a visible sign, says to not have a weapon in the restaurant, says, but the loophole was it didn't say anything about the parking lot. I mean, no, because parking lot's still public, but and then Picasso says if the restaurant has a visible sign, says to not have a weapon in the restaurant, says, but the loophole was it then. Oh, he repeat the same thing. And Box Spar in the building salute. He says U.S. embassy in Saudi Arabia, Riyadh, says struck by Iranian drone. Says U.S. officials have confirmed. LWC says going to be in their feelings. Says if Turks says put a halt on boxing, says with the shit happening in the Middle East, Yeah, that's why I was putting a video out about Turkey. Is Turkey money gonna dry up? This is a perfect time for the PBC and all them to start rounding up fighters, because I guarantee that war gonna impact Turkey and shit. And salute to what's that fool? Iran striking all the sellouts. Iran striking all the coons of the Middle East. That's what they're retaliating. They taking out all the coons. Is what Iran is doing. That's why they bombing all these nations, these Arab nations, but really bombing where they allow oppressors to come in there. And the Picasso says Louisiana is mixed, says because my family says going back to the people who were originally here, says, and not just brought here, says we Aborigines. This nigga be just writing some of the most wrong ass shit ever. It says we're Aborigines, says, but mixed with other people funny. Yeah, man, you just writing the wrong ass shit. This is the thing with humankind, bro. I don't give a fuck how much white people in suits can make up racial discrimination and try to stop people and all this other shit. And there's a reason why they try this shit, because there's a natural thing that's going to happen with human beings, regardless. They're going to fuck. They're going to intermix. And that's just simple as fucking that. Ain't nothing white motherfucking bigot can do to stop it. Ain't nothing Trump can do to stop that shit. Because the one thing that they gonna, especially when the black motherfuckers in that population, them bitches is definitely gonna turn up. Because all the white dude, like the Mark Summers motherfuckers, they don't know what they doing to pussy. And if a bitch is only fucking one of them type of motherfuckers, that's all they think pussy. Them niggas get the tip of their dick in it and just sit there, oh, honey. Oh, you never had any of this, babe. Oh, that's what that bitch think. Yeah, he just sitting in no pump action, no nothing. Nigga can't get a pump because his motherfucking little fucking shrimp-sized pecker fall out the motherfucker. A black motherfucker, we going all up in that bitch, long stroke, hard pumping that motherfucking bitch. And she in there screaming. That's why they used to come in there with their little they little burnt wood, because they didn't have lights back then and shit. Come in, they hear the bitch screaming, she enjoying her motherfucking life. And the thing they start thinking is that a black man done took advantage of him. That bitch was enjoying. That's what you call an orgasm. See, they ain't never heard none of that shit. They ain't none. Then they walk in and just see you motherfucking going to town on her and shit. And she love it. That's why them bitches this is what happened to the bitch. Remember, it was a billionaire bitch. Remember this shit with the black liberation people who got in the shootout with the LAPD, the Patty Hearst chick? She was getting fucked so good, she left a billionaire family. Her grandfather all caught up in politics, one of the most powerful niggas in the world, owned one of the biggest papers. They got the Hearst estate up there in somewhere in Northern California. This bitch left and became a black revolutionary. That bitch looked like Paris Hilton talking about black power. One of them niggas was fucking the dog shit out her fucking ass. Versus when she was just at her school getting fucked by the little sorry ass Al Bundy, captain of the football team, who just got a little dick in that motherfucker, just laid there. Oh, honey. Oh, yes. Oh, this is the best you get. I'm the starting quarterback, babe. Oh, and she ran across a black motherfucker, and we went to town on her. Man. What's the motherfucker? Yeah, that's how we fuck bitches. Man, that nigga Wesley Pipes on the damn porn movie. We talk shit to bitches. Get the putting our whole leg in it. We put our foot up on top of the couch bar net. We be doing some way. God done blessed us. We machines in the coach. I know I am. I don't know about the rest of you motherfuckers. The rest of y'all probably fuck like the Chinese do. But yeah, motherfucking beast in this shit. But yeah, so them motherfuckers back then had them bitches screaming. So them niggas from that little, I think, what was it called? The Sudanese Revolutionary, something it was called, was fucking this rich bitch. That's why I say people be crazy think you need money to fuck broads. You stupid as fuck and a sucker and lame as fucking don't understand chicks. These niggas was robbing banks because they was so fucking poor. Here they fucking the shit out this bitch. Got a rich bitch. And took her on bank robberies. Them niggas is stupid. Them niggas is stupid. And she even dumber. This bitch could have just been stealing money from her dad or mama, all that shit. This bitch all on, they think she kidnapped. And when they saw this bitch on the old act, they just start putting old whack ass surveillance cameras and shit. And caught, so when they caught these black niggas walking in this shit, it's a white bitch with a Uzi. And that's her. That's where that bitch made motherfucker John Wayne come in defending this hoe. And they talking about she has Stockholm syndrome. That's where that shit come up. They made up for Patty Hearst. She had black dick in her. That's what it was. This bitch in here robbing banks, and she a family. She damn heir to $1 billion enterprise. And then guess what they made him do? So when these fools went in the hostages with her and shit, they made her rich ass family supply black families in Oakland with free groceries. They brought in truckloads of food for these poor ass black families that actually got jobs and work, but are poor. And this family that ain't done shit, sit on their ass, ain't done shit, eating off of what the grandfather did 100 years ago, are able to supply the whole community with fucking food, is how crazy this shit was. So, man, get the fuck out. Like I say, ain't nothing nobody can say to me racially. White folks, nothing. But but back again to that one with Picasso and all that shit, ain't nothing you do. Once you start intermixing people, they gonna fuck. They gonna intermix. They gonna have mixed babies. That's why it's crazy to me, and I laugh at it when I hear them speaking about mixed kids and that and this and that. And even in 2026, people act like some new shit. Even in Germany, which they don't like to show with Hitler shit, black niggas was out there knocking them bitches up too. People love talking about the Jews being this and that. They were in there. What Hitler and them start doing? Hitler and them they didn't kill the mixed kids because they had white mamas and shit. What did they do to them motherfucker? They stopped them dudes from being able to reproduce. They fucking sterilized them, whatever they did. I think they may have snipped them or some shit. But black people was over there fucking everything because we fuck the girls good. We fuck the girls good and they love it. We just don't let our dick penetrate and just sit it in there and think that's what you're supposed to do. Y'all motherfuckers out here. That's why your birth rate is low. Y'all niggas fucking coming out of here off of pre-cum and shit. And then Picasso says, Red says, don't argue with that. Don't argue with that white lady, says, because she's regurgitating, says, what she is being programmed at the Klan meeting. No, I'm gonna always correct people when they wrong and dumb. And a lot of the backward people need to be reprogrammed on that shit. Always gotta do that shit. I do it with black folks too. Some black folks push out wrong ass information too. On the box it says you should have put that sister out of the you should have put that sister out of the car. Says it made her tap dance home for master. Oh, that white lady. Oh my god, man. I should have recorded that stupid. That was the most ignorant shit ever. I like, you're so disgusting ass bitch. What the fuck? It's like, oh my gosh, she was saying that shit. And then Jashawn says crazy. He was from Canton, says where the Pro Football Hall of Fame is. Talking about the white dude who killed them people. And then Picasso says you got to know about the Italian mobsters, says getting ran out of America, so they ran to places, Dominican Republic, Cuba. Oh, you talking about Italians from that perspective with the gambling shit. And he says started working their way into politics. Yeah, no, that was them doing the gambling shit, but they were allowing American business people to go over in Cuba and do all that other type of shit that was outlawed here. So what motherfuckers can do in Vegas, they'll go to Cuba and do that shit. Even when Vegas was going on, you had mobsters trying to figure out all type of loopholes as the government start to kind of get in on organized crime and with the mob and gambling and all that shit. You had the motherfuckers buy boats, put boats in the middle of the water to avoid American law and shit, ferry people out. It's just always you dealing with some old shit where Europeans want to violate the fucking law and think Italians are immigrants and allowed to come over here and prosper with these sorry motherfuckers. You got to vote and stop putting black politicians under your broken ass microscopes. And then Jashawn in there rolling. And then Matt F says preach. And then Box Sparring there rolling. And then I know Boxer says and that reason right there is why those white dudes says have hated us, says have hatred for us. Says because they know We throw our Timbs on and walk all up. Says I'll walk all up and through that white coochie. Absolutely. We be in there thrashing shit, man. It'd be like, I remember the first time I got some pussy. Man, it was just like the guy. It was like an ancestral button went through my hips. And let alone get the snow bunny. Oh my God. I got a snow bunny. Oh my God. That little bro was going crazy. She was nasty. She was super freak with it. And they let you do some shit. They just, man, they let you do shit that they don't let their own people do. Like, damn. This girl, oh my gosh, she was a nasty little freak. And matter of fact, I met her on Venice Beach. That was my first snow bunny. Yup. My first snow bunny. And guess how I cracked her? She was on how I was dressed and shit. She was on how I was dressed. She thought I was from New York because I'm wearing Timbs and shit on Venice Beach. It is these like long ass baggy shorts, and I got an LA hat on and shit in my white tee. This chick breaking her neck as we walking by. I'm like, what's up? Let's pop it, man. Oh, she was in Long Beach. She came to Long Beach that night and went down that night. And this chick was letting me, oh my God. Then don't let me tell on my birthday, turning like 23 or 24, what this broad did on her knees. Oh my God. If I'm 23, she on her knees doing it 23. That motherfucking broad was freaky than a motherfucker. And just talk about how she loved the black motherfucker. Even the Mexican broads I cracked, same shit. Off of what, not me as a black motherfucker, but what black people before me have done, and what these broads throughout existence have seen from me, from other black people, and me falling up with that shit back when I was on my shit. This way for I had kids, and I'm kind of back getting back to where I used to be. That shit's still in me. Of falling in line with that shit. I remember it used to be even Mexican, bro. I remember one time cracking a Mexican. This shit, bitch, just every hour, woo woo. Looking through the thing, I'm at the auto store. That was when I first get back. First little Mexican chicken, she was just on, and we talk on the phone. She just talking about how much she just dig everything about black folks. We get fucked from the walk we have, shit we dress in, the way we talk, laugh, everything about it. They just dig when you a cool black motherfucker on top of your shit on the standard. And that's why even for young cats to stay on your shit, enjoy your shit. Have fun, play about your shit. Fuck all this retarded, homofied shit that niggas do be wanting to trip on people and shoot at people. Get these bras, enjoy them before you get old and slow down. Enjoy these motherfuckers. But these bras be just talking about, oh, how they love a black motherfucker and this and that. And then you be, man, I had me a cold little senorita. This is my broad. Even the damn fools in Long Beach, because Long Beach deal with the Longos, the black gangs in Long Beach deal with the Long. They see me with this little Mexican bitch. Oh my God, they used to be, woo, I know they was jealous because she was top tier from them. Top tier, straight out of Mexico, cartel family. Little short thing, big T, crack. Oh my, come through. Let me just, oh my gosh, she's let me run through it. And then she got on the damn pill so I ain't had to pull out of her. Oh my God, I would have had black and Spanish kids. And the only thing what fell off with her and me and her was, for one, she had family. She's from one of them real Mexican ass families, and the brother who's Southsider and shit. Well, she just didn't want her family to find out that she liked black motherfuckers. But when she went off to do her schooling and shit, that's where we just kind of fell off. But I never be on it. We'll like not talk for months, like not on no fallout shit. That was just me. Because I like I say, me, I don't like being up under people all the time. So I be like having a bitch here, not fuck with this bitch for months. I have another bitch in rotation. That was me. I had a rotation. I didn't want to be, because I was not the relationship type dude. If I had a broad I vibe with, I can do the relationship. I hold on to it. I don't railroad it. The minute they start doing that crazy shit, oh no, I gotta get out of this shit. I'll start getting depressed. Let me get up out of this shit and then move on. But this chick was cold when she had to do she went to go be she was serious about that shit, registered nursing program she was going through. And she had to focus that shit. I guess they tough. You get I think she said you get like an 80%. out the program. You got to start all the way over some shit. So we just stopped talking and shit. And then we end up popping up one other time. And then that's when I started coming to Vegas. I had got back to mess with my kids' mom. And then once I had kids, I just kind of squared up. But I'm talking about the other races of broads and this other thing, I don't even pursue them. I be liking black broads. I be fucking with just the black chicks. These chicks, just because of the black shit and what other black people have made these other broads intrigue with us. And what they hear from their homegirls who may be fucking a black dude at the school. But the intermixing things have been 1,000-year thing. And like I stated, even over in Germany, Nazi Germany, there were a lot of black kids. That's why Hitler didn't bring his little bitch to the damn Olympics, because it was black niggas winning all the damn prizes over that motherfucker. And you best believe if he'd have brought his broad, Jesse Owens would have snatched her. And then let me see, did I read that one? He said, "Oh yeah, I read that one about why them niggas hate us." Jashawn and they're rolling. Go Young DJ says it be some royal disrespectful fucking going on around here. Yeah, you gotta just knock a broad back out, make her remember you. That should be always the thing I used to be saying with a broad. I'ma fuck. I think that's some ancestral programmed in the brain. I'ma fuck this bitch so she remember me. And that's why I be like a lot of bitches who I fuck with, they all be cool with me. From me just being cool, but I think it'd be from the way a nigga make sure this bitch remember. She gonna hate me. Oh, I remember I had a broad. I used to be, man, I can't be only watching my shit. But man, I used to, oh my God, me and this broad used to have fun like a motherfucker. And I used to always be like, I'm gonna fuck this bitch and make her remember. That bitch used to be like, she started to hate me because I didn't want to be in a relationship with her. Because I was not in the position to be in a relationship, because bitches be wanting you got to do this. It take a lot to do a relationship for me. But man, I used to have fun with that broad, man. But she used to be like, be on some, because we not in a relationship, she can't fuck with me no more, because she be wanting, that's always the thing, they be wanting to rush and turn it into something. Like, we having fun. Like, what the fuck you trying to rush into some shit? If the shit pop off naturally, let it be naturally. Like, but I ain't about to get in a relationship with you just because we fucking all fun and shit. Those ain't the best relationships, just because it's the fucking fun and we ain't doing shit and this and that. Like, hell no, you you ain't even got into your regular side. I don't know if you crazy, none of that shit. And then Picasso says with all the women around us, says the white colonizers were breaking in male slaves' booties. They did this ain't Picasso writing wild as shit. Fresh BX says NY says getting what is that? NY getting the cat is that the cat says off the way, says he dressed. Says NY getting red as the cat says off the way dressed. Says don't let your cousin hear you say that. Man, I told this story many times about that white chick out there on Venice Beach. We on Venice Beach, me and the homies. And it was funny because one of the homies like the white broad. This white broad was on me and shit. And then because the homie down to like 6'6" and shit, this bitch is on just because of the way she come. Bitches will jock motherfuckers for various things. I don't give a fuck. That's what you like with me. How I ain't like back how I used to be. Niggas be talking, oh, you fat Reggie, this and that. Like, you niggas ain't got bitches before. Bitches will fuck with you regard. Rick Ross got some of the baddest bitches. Rich Rock snatched niggas bitches. And it may be off at bread and shit, but like I said, I had a broad. I used to I ain't never got the smash her neither. But she was always on. We was always on. And this back when I was in the gym, nigga on fit like a motherfucker. She would say she didn't like that shit. Rick Ross had made fat niggas so motherfucking and you know how they say dark skin in, light skin in. This bitch says she used to like niggas that look like Rick Ross. And so she didn't like all that because I was like, I wouldn't say I was muscular and shit, but I was fit. Nigga was in the gym, muscled and shit. She didn't like that shit. But this bitch talking about dined out. This bitch dined out. Me or just stay cool. We just stay cool. But I tried every opportunity to smash her. But her preference was this and that. Or just even being if I ain't her preference, we could have still fucked. If we would have kicked it around like that. But she made it known she like Rick Ross looking motherfuckers. And the matter says, white girl says, love to give what's that, Blumpkins? What the hell is Blumpkins? That's some East Coast where I don't know what Blumpkins mean. And then Jashawn says that white beauty standard says over with, says the baddest bitches says come from black and native features. Absolutely. It ain't a black chick who was up on her shit. No, like you put any chicks who just know how to put themselves together. They know how to put shit on. They know how to present this shit. Face is on point. They fits is on point. They hair, nails, teeth clean, all that shit. You put them all in the room, a black chick gonna always stand out. Always stand out. The only thing that killed off some pretty ass black chicks is them attitudes. Is the attitude is a standard beauty killer. Is that attitude, the way they get down, some of them too rough around it, especially the pretty New York bitch. Them bitches there's some more rough ass bitches, man. Them bitches look like jump off the top rope and want to fight motherfuckers. And then Fresh BX says I ain't gonna get too religious, but if not much else, says that's why you should believe Jesus was black. Says it makes too much sense. Says the original man, says made in his image. Says these joints says getting back to their origins. And but see, that's why I believe, that's why I can't rock with European standards of religion. Like if that's what they believe, let them believe in it. But they can't speak this shit about God and this and God is love. They need to come out and say God told us to kill shit. God told us to conquer shit. And then that's how we know this shit made up. Some of us have been programmed to believe in, yeah, God did give it, but let's just pray and God forgive us for whatever this sin that makes us unchosen, why we get treated like this by these all-body powerful people. And then people start believing they powerful through the reading of this book. They sitting there reading this book, and these people in there believing that shit, doing that shit, niggas get scared. Run from them. Why? If they all that powerful, they wouldn't be in there making bombs, making guns. They wouldn't be going to the Olympics, getting dusted. They wouldn't be going on a basketball court, losing, football, getting put on the bench. Like, you imagine with all that shit, they preaching all this damn, because before when they had basketball, it wasn't no bench. Every white person got in the game. The bench was created when they integrated that shit. Because as soon as the black niggas got on basketball, all the white folks went to the bench. Ain't that some shit? These motherfuckers came along and put every other these fools who was the superior people on the bench. Even in football, that's why they created the bench. Niggas sitting on that bench. But from black nigga came in and put everybody on the bench. Because it's hard to compete with, even being a black motherfucker, it's hard to compete with other black motherfuckers. That's some goddamn tough shit. You gotta stay on your grind to be able to compete amongst us. We some tough niggas to compete with. Now I could take 10 years off and compete with Luca and shit. And the Matt says Blunkin says when the chick gives you head, says while taking a shit on, oh, you a nasty motherfucker. Yeah, that's some New York ass shit right there. I ain't going nowhere while a bitch is in the toilet. I do not want to know my bitch stink. Like, hell fucking no, this nigga is nasty, homie. You a fucking smoker, man. Hell no. Hey, I'm cool on Blumpkins, where the fuck you call that shit. And then Jashawn says you notice when you talking about women, says that one guy never comments. Yeah, that fool Mark Summers. Mark Summers don't get pussy. That's why I like talking about this shit. That'll keep that fool away. And then Fresh BX says don't blame us for that. Man, that's some New York shit, bro. That's some New York shit. It is shine and roll of this shit. Cause the New York bitches is rough around the edges and shit. Them bitches is rough as fuck. So I can see a bitch from New York doing that shit. Yo, son, come in. That bitch act like she forgot the toilet paper. Yo, son, yo, give me some. Yo, dead ass, give me some toilet paper. Bye. Like bitches talk nasty. I'm cool as fuck, man. I'm cool as fuck on y'all chicks. Them bitches is tough, man. I need a New York snow bunny. Them black Puerto Rican chicks out in New York, fuck no. And the matter says while you were talking, while you were talking while you were taking the shit, says not her. Wait, man, you is extremely nasty. So you talk you shitting in man, you is nasty, homie. That ain't even no freak nigga shit. You a nasty motherfucking that's some worse than Diddy shit, homie. Like I would I would just think I couldn't fuck a bitch anymore. If I was just to be like, let me test this bitch out. Like the bitch over there gonna dome you up while you in there, man, bitch, get the fuck out of here. And he said, New York bitches says look good, bro. Yeah, they look good. And then the bitches talking about, yo, son, yo, dead ass B. Fuck no. Then the bitch be wanting to fight. Them chicks will fight you too. And then you fuck with the wrong one. You get a New York bitch out the project. You dare put your hands on. She got a razor blade. She done slipped from under her tongue and shit. Like hell nah. The New York bras and Louisiana bras is two bitches you don't start no shit with. Because like even any Southern bras, a lot of Southern bras, with the Louisiana bras, most definitely. Southern bras that shoot your ass, all type of shit. Like no, them bras there's something wrong with them and shit. Especially in New York, something definitely wrong with them and shit. I don't know what it is. They probably polluting the air in New York. I know they used to dump a lot of chemicals in the water and shit. Yeah, them bitches crazy and shit. And then and he says ain't nothing worse than ain't nothing worse, says the rubbing male semen on your chest, talking about Diddy and shit. Nah, telling your bitch to dome you up while you shitting is nasty as fuck. And then but the puff shit is too. I ain't about to rub those shit on me neither. And then Otto Boxer says Otto Boxer says draping the dookie or dropping the dookie. He says, wow, giving sloppy tops is diabolical. Yeah, this nigga Mad F has his bitches that do that shit. Yo girls is nasty. You ain't never got one nobody trying to take your bitch from you. And then go your DJ says bitches talk like D says, oh, you meant NY, not NT. NY bitches talk like DMX. Yeah, for real. Yo, what type of games is being played? Bitch talking about how it's going down. Like, fuck no, them bitches talk too rough. Ain't nothing sweet about how them chicks talk. And then Otto Boxer said, oh, but you know who's scandalous too? And they be pretty than Baltimore. That's like them Krishan Rock looking bitches. Baltimore got pretty bitches, but it's something I think all of them been dropped on their head like once or twice as kids. Like, I don't know if they parents is happy and celebrating and missed the catch and dropped them bitches. But the other bitches I met from Baltimore be scandalous. We had one in the army. That bitch is a scandalous ass broad and pretty than the motherfucking. On the box it says I wouldn't bust, says if I'm sitting there, it says smelling doo-doo. Yeah, that shit nasty. I would never want to do nothing filthy to the broad. And then Sean says you got to see them Maryland bitches. Says they talk, y'all just talking about Maryland bitches, but them bitches crazy. Them bitches, the ones I've known. I ain't gonna put that, but like I'll put that stigma on Louisiana chicks. Louisiana chicks, every damn single one I done met and known, especially the red ones, them bitches crazy. And then Fresh VX says how you get hard, says while taking a shit, says that's super pause, man. Yeah, that shit nasty. They go, you just filthy to ask your bra to do some shit like that. And then Jashawn, and if she do that shit, that bitch is probably retarded. And then Jashawn said he laughed his ass off, says you know what I was gonna say, talking about the Baltimore broads. Yeah, but that nigga motherfucking Mad F, you a nasty motherfucker, homie. But folks, that's all I got on this shit with Israel. These motherfuckers, the next administrations going down the line, the administrations and our kids' future. Hopefully our kids are politically engaged, paying attention to this shit and knowing how to vote and who to vote for, and not putting certain what do you call them shit? What a little test and shit like the NFL do to motherfuckers. Litmus test on black politicians and just let the white ones walk through the door. I think it should be tougher for white ones to walk through the door because of what they're connected in. And that's why I was bringing up about all these people who are in this nation, but having connection to other countries they come from, waiting for the overthrow of other nations. And that's the issue with a lot of people in here who have injected themselves in the American system, have dual identities as far as citizenship and loyalty to. And it's mainly people come from over there. And I love how the white dudes who wrote in this comment about how I was wrong, and they silent on writing me to drop the link, because I knew they knew exactly everything I stated was the absolute truth. And they couldn't even be like, you're racist and you're so delusional. They couldn't say none of that shit because everything I was saying was on point and the fucking truth. They just ain't never heard it like that. because they used to everybody else to be part of that program. But no, they have heard it because they hear it more from white folks. Because the more and more I go around YouTube listening, I love listening to political shit. Love listening to a lot of socially conscious people and platforms from both sides. And many of them are looking at Israel like that. And more white folks are voicing that shit and voicing it loud as fuck. And I like that shit. On the box it says, and she gonna get up, says, and he bend her, bend her over, says, and she don't wipe. Some people be doing some way out shit. But that's all I got, folks. I'm out. Peace.